Hello and welcome or welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm back with another drunk book review. I have not done this in a while. Last time I did it was for Maybe Now by Colleen Hoover, in which I drank almost an entire bottle of wine by myself just from reviewing the book. Today I have a margarita from a local restaurant that does margaritas to go, and today I am reviewing In 5 Years by Rebecca Surley. I had high expectations for this book. It had a lot of potential. I thought it was gonna be good, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. And all of my friends that have read this feel the same way, incredibly disappointed by the ending, or they just DNF it. So in this, we follow Dani Cohen. She just landed her dream job. The love of her life just proposed to her, and everything is going well. She falls asleep and wakes up 5 years in the future. She's in a different place. She's with a different man and has a different ring on her finger. That sounds interesting, right? Nope, it wasn't. Honestly, my biggest issue with this book was that the main character is complete fucking trash. She is terrible to literally everyone around her, and somehow she's convinced herself that she has a reason to act this way, that she is entitled to the way that she feels about certain things and about certain people, and she's just awful. Another thing that I would caution with is if you are sensitive to stories that involve someone being diagnosed with cancer and going through treatments, then you should not pick this up. If I had known that that was a part of the plot, I wouldn't have picked it up either. Typically, I can think of tropes or plots that may interest people in books, even if I don't like them, but I honestly got nothing for this one. I don't recommend it at all. I only rated it 1.75 stars. If you are someone who has not yet read it in 5 years but would like to, this is your official spoiler warning. So, like I said, the plot for this sounded super interesting. There was a lot of potential because there were a lot of different ways that this story could have gone, and I feel like the author picked literally the worst one. Dani and Bella have been best friends for a really long time, I believe since college, and Bella has always kind of been a free spirit while Dani is very by the book and like a super rule follower. Dani is a lawyer, Bella is an artist, and she runs gallery, and you know, it's kind of like this opposites attract vibe, which that's totally fine. That's great. Bella introduces Dani to her new boyfriend, Aaron, and he happens to be the guy that she was with when she had that little time travel incident happen, right? So let me back up a little bit. Because Dani had this experience 5 years in the future, she decides that even though she just got engaged to the so-called love of her life, that she wants to postpone the wedding. Doesn't give a reason, but he's just like, okay, well, whatever you think is right. So Aaron doesn't actually come into the picture until like 4.5 years after Dani has this dream. So she's still not married. She's been dragging her fiance along. I think his name is David. Been dragging him along all this time. And immediately she's like a complete dick to Aaron for no reason whatsoever. Bella tries to tell her that I think he might be the one. This one feels different. And she's just like, yeah, okay, whatever, Bella, which is like so fucking condescending. But then at one point, Bella thinks she's pregnant. What actually happens is that she is diagnosed with ovarian cancer, which apparently can give false positives for pregnancy. So she was super excited about having a baby. Aaron was really excited about the baby, and then they found out that she actually had cancer. Immediately, Dani pulls Aaron aside and is like, you have an out now, so you might as well take it. Like, just expects him to abandon his girlfriend who just got a cancer diagnosis. Like, literally expects him to be like, well, I'm out. For no reason. So I have my notes because I read this a little while ago. I was debating if I want to do a review for this or not, but I don't know, it's just been sitting on my mind, so I just want to talk about it. And I know some of my friends have read it too, so I think if I talk about it, I'll be able to let it go. So another thing that I hate about Dani is that when Bella was originally diagnosed, they discovered that she was already at stage 3. And in Dani's mind, she's having this inner monologue about how she doesn't think that Bella is strong enough for treatment, she's too weak, blah, blah, blah. Who thinks about somebody like that? First of all, what really bothered me is that any thoughts that Dani had about Bella were always so condescending and belittling, and not at all the way that you should think about someone who you consider to be your best friend. So she's just completely unsupportive through the whole thing, and it's like, Literally, your best friend is dying. You can't take 2 seconds to be supportive at all? It was ridiculous. After she tried to get Aaron to run away because, I don't know, because she didn't expect him to stick around, then she gets jealous that he's there for her. Why would you want the person who is dating your best friend to walk out on them when they need them the most, number one? Two, that's what supportive partners do. Like, what the fuck did you expect? So then, Bella's parents come to see their dying child, and Danny gets mad at them. What did you expect them to do? Not come? Not say goodbye? And I get that she may have not have had the best parents, but none of that shit matters right now. This girl's gonna die. Do you really think either one of her parents wants to not be there? So we're going through this whole ordeal with Bella starting treatment and the effect that that has on her body and how she's weak and tired and her hair is starting to fall out. You know, all of the things that happen when somebody enters cancer treatments and radiation and chemo. And literally, Danny does not feel happy for Bella until she makes it out of surgery. So all of these things are happening. She's found the love of her life, and then she's dealing with this horrible situation. And at no point did Danny think, I should be supportive. I should be a good friend in this moment. No. The entire time, all of her thoughts about Bella are totally condescending, so belittling, so degrading. I can't believe that I didn't DNF this book. I think I thought the ending was going to be better, but we'll get to that in a minute. So then, at one point, I think Bella's mom offered to take her to a movie or something, and Danny tells her, you can't go, you know you can't do that right now, da da da. And Bella's like, did you for 1 second stop to think about what I wanted? And Danny literally says, of course not, that's ridiculous. Danny is so fucking childish, and she's like weirdly possessive of Bella. It's awful. It's so terrible. Because she's like, how dare your parents come and visit you in the hospital? How dare Aaron stick by you while you're dealing with all of this? What? So then, Bella, who is still in the hospital, basically reads Danny and tells her about herself, which she fucking deserved. Bella tells her that the reason that you're not married already is because you don't actually love David. You've been stringing him along all this time. Of course, Danny gets pissed off, but it's true. The second that she had that dream about Aaron, she was already second guessing their marriage. But even before that, she kind of just wanted to marry him because she felt like it was the next step. Like it was just like the right thing to do. You know, you date someone for a while and then you get married. And she was just going off of that. There were really no feelings involved. And David started to realize that too. So eventually he asked her to leave. So then we get to the ending. Bella is nearing the end. She's not gonna make it. So it turns out that Bella had bought an apartment. It was kind of a fixer-upper, but she fixed it up for Danny because she knew that Danny and David weren't gonna last. So Aaron takes her to see this apartment, and what does she do? She kisses her dying best friend's fiance. Because that seems perfectly normal and appropriate at this time. I'm already over Danny at this point. Like, I already think she's a terrible fucking human being. But then Bella dies, and she goes to the apartment that Bella got for her, and Aaron is there, and they sleep together, which is what happened in her dream 5 years ago. And he says something like, let's get lunch tomorrow or whatever, right? But then she goes somewhere and she happens to see Bella's doctor, who asks her out. And so it's kind of like her and Aaron aren't really a thing. They could be one day, maybe, but she also might date this doctor. So I was like, we went through all of this shit for you to, one, kiss your dying best friend's fiance, which don't know what the fuck made you think that was okay. But then the ending is literally you fucking your dead best friend's fiance. For what? We went through all of this so you could have a one-night stand with someone who was sleeping with your best friend. What the fuck was the point? Literally, this book felt so fucking pointless, and Danny's a bitch. Literally, that's it. There was no purpose. And all of it just felt like a complete fucking waste of time. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is In 5 Years. Best believe that I will be unhauling this, because what the hell. I honestly hope that none of you want to read this book, because it's really not worth the time, I promise. Tell me if you've read this book. Hopefully you haven't. Tell me if it's on your TBR, though I really hope it's not. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.